with the press. Everybody's heard the complaints that trusted quality journalism is becoming something of a bygone era. Well, thankfully, there are still some reputable outlets that this White House deems worthy of their time.
Mr. President, what an honor.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for sitting down with me today. Is it true that you watched the Joshua fight on Air Force One?
I watched it. I watched you, and I thought you were very brave.
How big is the TV on Air Force One?
Good. It's good. Literally a year and a half ago, we had a country that was laughed at all over the world. You know that. They were laughing.
Yeah, we were just not respected.
Nobody respected.
And we still aren't respected. Go Trump. All right.
No one respected the leadership.
You just take care. Say hello to your brother, okay?
I will.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for sitting down.
Great honor.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Want to just do a pick and then, cool.
That was a very good interview.
Oh yeah, thank you, man.
You know, for a guy. See,
I only had a day and a half to prepare, so.
It took you a day and a half to prepare for that? Looks to me like you strung together a few sentences while pounding muscle milk in the green room. But I guess Jake Paul is as serious about his preparation as he is about his perspiration. The point is, to Trump, that's what a good interview looks like. A reporter who asks the tough questions about the size of the TV on Air Force One, echoes your talking points about the greatness of America, and doesn't push back when you completely contradict yourself. And another one of these intrepid interviewers is Fox News' Brian Kilmeade.
You look, nobody has the technology or the weapons that we have, and the Patriots are an example of it. We have the Tomahawks, we have the Patriots, we have stuff that nobody's ever been able to produce, and they can't produce it like us. So we'll see how it all goes, Brian. I mean, it's going very well. We're way ahead of schedule, way ahead. We had no idea we'd be this far ahead. We've knocked out close to 90% of their missiles.
How important would it be to get out that besiege force, the thugs that walk the streets?
You see, that is what a good journalist does. They respectfully let the president talk about how the United States is the only nation with Tomahawk missiles, instead of pulling the corrupt fake news move of pointing out that Donald Trump said something entirely different just a few days ago.
Tomahawk missile likely destroyed that Iranian girls' school. So will the U.S. accept any responsibility?
Well, I haven't seen it, and I will say that the Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries, you know that. And whether it's Iran, who also has some Tomahawks, I wish they had more, but whether it's Iran or somebody else, the fact that a Tomahawk is very generic.
Yep. We're the only ones that have that very generic weapon that everyone has. Now, the reason that those interviews with our incredibly consistent commander-in-chief went so well is because the reporters did their job. They sat there, they nodded, and sometimes smiled. Whereas over at the Pentagon, some less experienced journalists continued to show just how little they seem to understand the medium.
Some in this crew, in the press, just can't stop. Allow me to make a few suggestions. People look up at the TV and they see banners, they see headlines. I used to be in that business, and I know that everything is written intentionally.
Pete Hegseth wants you to remember that he was also once a reputable member of the media, and so he assumes that every journalist in that room must obviously write with the exact same intention as him.
Well, the grades are in, and Kamala Harris last night flunked her exam. If you go by the old adage, the children are the future, then plain as day, this poll shows that the future hates America. This is not just the woke military stuff you've been hearing about. This is not an extremism stand down or a social justice reading list, or even a foolish CIA recruitment video we've all seen by now. This is worse. This is way worse. This, my friends, is a purge.
I don't play golf and I don't speak German, so Bill Hemmer has both of those on me. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I only speak one language, American.
That's right. The good old American language, where we write all our F's to look like guns, our O's to have a severe weight problem, and in the American language, the meaning of our words doesn't really have much meaning.
This was an excursion that a lot of people wouldn't have done.
I guess that's why I couldn't find the American language on Google Translate, because you don't have to translate a word if the meaning is just whatever you want it to be. But, sorry, Pete, you were saying?
For example, a banner or a headline, Mideast war intensifies, splashing on the screen the last couple of days, alongside visuals of civilian or energy targets that Iran has hit, because that's what they do. What should the banner read instead? How How about Iran increasingly desperate? Because they are. They know it, and so do you.
Iran increasingly desperate? That's the headline you're pining for? They're a nation at war. If you're looking for someone increasingly desperate, you might want to turn to the so-called badass rocker who uses a network watched primarily by geriatrics to promote his tour dates. But what's another headline Pete thinks really missed the mark?
Another example of a fake headline that I saw yesterday. War widening. Here's a real headline for you for an actual patriotic press. How about Iran shrinking, going underground?
Did you hear those words? A patriotic press. Pete Hegseth apparently believes that patriotism is not about holding your leaders accountable through accurate and ethical reporting, but merely acting as stenographers and just writing down whatever they tell you to write. Because that way, Americans can hear how awesome everything is every.
That's right, we're being brainwashed. America. America number one. What language do you speak? I speak American. Hey, but I thought English was also originated in the UK. Fuck yeah. Our language is different because we say live America, live Trump. If that makes sense, you are American.
Everywhere.